Archimedes' principle is associated with buoyant force, which is a type of force that acts on a body immersed in some kind of fluid or liquid. What do we mean by that? Assume you have an object, and this object is in water. If we take a look at the free body diagram of this object, there is its weight acting downward, given by mass times gravitational acceleration, and there is an upward force due to that water acting in an upward direction on that liquid, and that is the buoyant force. For an object that floats, this buoyant force equals to the weight of the object. If the weight of the object is greater than the buoyant force, then the object sinks. While an object is immersed in water, or in any liquid for that matter, its effective weight, let's call it WE, is less than its true weight. Its true weight is given by mass times gravitational acceleration. So the effective weight is quite simply the true weight minus the buoyant force. Archimedes' principle provides us with a way to calculate this buoyant force. It says the buoyant force, FB, is quite simply the weight of liquid, in this case water, displaced by this object. The statement can sound simple, but applying it to concrete problems may sometimes be tricky. Let's see how this buoyant force can be calculated. Let's go back to the same system. So you have this object and it's immersed in water. So the buoyant force is upward. We want to calculate that. By definition, it is the same as the weight of the liquid displaced by that object. So in this case, it is the mass of that water times gravitational acceleration. The mass of water is quite simply the density of water times the volume of that water displaced times gravitational acceleration. This is straightforward. It is just a constant. For the case of water, it is 1000 kg per cubic meter. This is the tricky part. How do we calculate the volume of water displaced? If you have an object, as the one shown here, where it is fully submerged in water, the volume of water displaced is quite simply the same as the volume of that object. If in a given problem, the volume of the object is given, then it is a straightforward thing. But in case we are not given the volume of the object, let's say we are given the mass of the object, then in order to determine the volume of the object, what we have to do, since we know mass over volume is density, the volume of the object is just mass of the object divided by the density of the material that makes up the object. So you see the presence of two densities, in this case the density of water and the density of the object, must be noted carefully and must be taken into account appropriately. Just to see how all these things work, let's look at the following problem. Three friends with weight 416 newtons each make a log raft by lashing together a few logs each with radius 15 cm and length 1.8 meter. How many logs are needed to keep them afloat in fresh water? Let the density of the logs to be 800 kg per cubic meter. So basically what you have is a raft made out of few logs like that, and it is supposed to float on the surface of the water with three people standing on it. The free body diagram is pretty simple. So you have the total weight, which is equivalent to the total mass times gravitational acceleration. When we say the total weight, we are referring to the weight of all these three people plus the weight of the raft. And this weight is supposed to be balanced by the buoyant force. So we say the total weight equals the buoyant force. The object is floating. Let's calculate the left-hand side of this equation. The total weight consists of the weight of the 3 people, which is 416 newtons times 3, plus the weight of the raft, essentially the weight of all the logs. That will give us 1248 plus the weight of the logs, which is the mass of all the logs times gravitational acceleration, which then becomes 1248. The mass of the logs is equivalent to the mass of one log times the number of them, which is what we want to determine. The mass of a single log is equivalent to the density of that log times the volume of each log. So the mass of all the logs is the mass of the single log times the total number of logs. And to this we multiply the gravitational acceleration to give the total weight of all the logs. Now let's look at the right-hand side, the buoyant force. According to Archimedes' principle, the buoyant force is equivalent to the weight of the water displaced by the system. In this case, it is the weight of the water displaced by all the logs, because only the logs are under the water. The mass of the water displaced is the density of the water times the volume of the water displaced. And to get the weight, you multiply that with gravitational acceleration. The volume of the water displaced is the same as the volume of all the logs. That is that term. So let's substitute VW with VLN. So there we go. The only unknown that we now have to solve is the number of logs. Let's expand on this equation. So this is 1248. The density of log is given to be 800. That is right there. The volume of that log, we know if it's in a cylindrical shape, the radius is 15 cm and the length is 1.8 meters. So that means this area, the circular cross-sectional area, is pi times 0.15 squared. I have turned the cm into meter, times the length of that log is 1.8 meter. So this is the volume of each log. N, we don't know. G is 9.81. On the other side, the density of water is 1,000. The volume of the log, we know it is that multiplied by the number of logs times gravitational acceleration. So we have all the numbers and we can solve for n. Simplifying it a little, you get 1248 equals 250 n, and n is approximately 5. So you get 5 logs. So you need 5 logs to keep them afloat in fresh water. And that solves the problem. Problem 2. A metal casting containing a number of cavities weighs 6,000 newtons in air and 4,500 newtons in water. Find the total cavity volume in the casting. Let the density of the solid metal to be 7,900 kg per cubic meter. So what that means is you have this object, a metal casting, and inside you have cavities like that, simply empty space. So the real weight of this object is 6,500 newtons. Now if you immerse this object in water, there will be an upward buoyant force that acts on this object. That would make the effective weight of this object less, namely 4,500 newtons. What that means is the buoyant force is 6,500 minus 4,500 newtons, which is 2,000 newtons. Keep in mind, in this case, we calculated the buoyant force by simply looking at the true weight and the effective weight. We did not use Archimedes' principle here. Also, since the real weight is 6,500 newtons, the mass of this metal with casting times the gravitational acceleration is that 6,500 newtons. So the mass itself is 6,500 over gravitational acceleration. This is the mass of the object with holes inside. We need this later. So let's just box the information there. Now let's get to the Archimedes principle. According to Archimedes principle, this 2,000 newtons of buoyant force is the same as the weight of water displaced by this object. That means it is the mass of the water displaced times gravitational acceleration. So we can write the buoyant force equals the volume of the water displaced times the density of water times gravitational acceleration. Keep in mind, we are interested in finding the total cavity volume. That is, the volume of all these holes added together. Since the density of water is 1,000, this expression enables you to determine the volume of the water displaced. The volume of the water displaced is equivalent to the volume of the metal without the casting. Why? Imagine we have another identical metal but with no holes inside. Both these two objects will displace the same amount or the same volume of water because the holes are inside the metal. So since the volume of water displaced from this equation is 2,000 over the density of water is 1,000 in SI units times G, which means it is 2 over G, that must also be the volume of that metal without any holes inside. So it's 2 over G. So to determine this is where we use the Archimedes principle in this problem. Now let's see what is the volume of the metal containing the cavities. The volume of the metal containing the cavities is quite simply the mass of the metal containing the cavity divided by the density of that metal. The mass of the metal with the cavities has been found, given by that expression in the box, 6,500 over G. The density of the metal is given to be 7,900 kg per cubic meter. So there we have it. This is the volume of the metal with the holes, and this is the volume of the metal without the holes. So by taking this, subtract that, you will get the volume of the cavity in the casting. So the volume of that solid metal minus the volume of the metal casting containing cavities, MC, equals 2 over G minus 6,500 over 7,900 G. And that's going to be 0.12 cubic meter. And that's the answer. Thank you for watching.